How's it going, guys? Julian Bradley here from jazztutorial.com. Welcome to another jazz piano lesson. Today we're going to focus on a Christmas song. We're going to take Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, and I've made a jazz piano reharmonization of this song. Now we're going to walk through this song at the piano. I'm going to show you the techniques I use. But if you want to download the sheet music, you can do so for free at the link below. So just click the link below, you'll get the sheet music sent straight to your email inbox. So this arrangement is in the key of G major. That's just one sharp, which is F sharp. Of course I modulate because this is jazz piano. There's lots of techniques I use, but essentially it starts and ends in the key of G major. So let me just start by playing you my arrangement. Here it is. So it's a nice, simple to play arrangement. There's some emotional moments, there's some more sophisticated jazz piano moments, and that's what I'm always trying to do as a composer. I'm trying to balance emotion with sophistication. So I want to satisfy the heart and the brain. So you'll notice with this arrangement and any of my own compositions or arrangements, I'm always sort of switching back and forth between more emotional moments, like this, which is just a straightforward diatonic chord progression in E minor, the relative minor scale of G major. But then there's other moments where we'll use more jazz techniques. So if the whole composition was just this sort of sophisticated sound, it would start to wear off, it would lose its effect. And likewise, if it was all just emotional sounds, after a while it would wear off, it would lose its effect. But I find if you constantly go back and forth between this emotional sound and this more technical, sort of sophisticated sound, you can get a lot of mileage. It keeps the listener interested and you're satisfying both the heart and the brain. So let's just work through the piece. We start in the home key of G major. Most songs are going to start and end in the same key. As I do here, we start on a G major chord, the 1 chord. And all I'm doing here is I'm creating a stepwise moving bass line. And I'm just running up the notes of G major scale. So I start with the bass line, and then above that, I'm just placing chords. So I go to an A minor 7. I go to a G major in first inversion, sorry. Go to a C major 7, the 9th, and I start adding a few sort of crunchy chord extensions, so the 9th and the 3rd together here. Same here for this D dominant 7, got the 9th and the 3rd, creates a nice crunchy sort of jazz sound. I keep doing it here for this E minor 7 chord. Got the 9th and the 3rd. It's a nice crunchy sound. Then we repeat. But now we go to a second time ending, and we're going to go a nice D dominant 7 voicing. Going to an E minor 11 chord, I'm using the Kenny Barron chord voicing, stack of fifths in my left hand, stack of fifths in my right hand, built from the minor 3rd. So this is an E minor 11 chord. Going to an A dominant 7 with a flat 9. So that was a more cerebral sound where we're going for the sophistication, these jazz piano techniques. So that's ticking the box on the cerebral side. I'm satisfying the brain there. And now I'm going to switch to a more emotional sound. And this is just a diatonic chord progression. I've switched here to the relative minor scale, which is E minor. Same notes as G major scale, but you just start them from E. So every major scale has a relative minor scale, and you can always find it by counting down a minor third from the major scale. So a minor third below G is going to be E. So E minor, we go to a more E minor sound here, and I play some pop sounding chords here: C major, D major, and E minor. Lots of pop songs use this chord progression, but I've dressed it up with more jazzy kind of chord voicings here. And I'm using a lot of crunchy chord voicings where we have these sort of clashes in them of a half step or a whole step, like this, in the middle of my voicings. So got a crunch here, the 9th and major third of D, the D major chord, and then here for the E minor 7 I've got this crunchy 9th and 3rd here of the chord. We carry on. Bit more of a sophisticated sound here. So we've gone sophisticated, we've gone to emotional, and now we're back to a sophisticated moment. So I'm using side slipping here, where you take a chord voicing, you just shift it down a half step in this case, and then I come back up. And the reason I'm doing that is because the melody plays this shape. It starts on a note and it goes away by step and then it comes back. Anytime I see that shape, that melodic shape, that's an invitation to me to do side slipping. You just take whatever your chord voicing is for the first note and you move the whole chord voicing with the melody. So transpose it down by a half step every single note. Transpose it precisely down a half step and then back. So this is just a sort of 2-5-1 in B. So it starts with a C sharp half diminished, more like a minor 2-5-1 to begin with. Goes to an F sharp dominant 7. But then instead of playing a B major 7 or minor 7, I actually play a B dominant 7. And we end on this nice voicing which features some fourths. Always sounds sophisticated. Then we repeat. It's that side slipping. End with a 2-5-1 back in the home key of G major. You can pretty much expect any jazz song to end with a 2-5-1 back in the home key. The home key here is G major. The piece starts and ends in G major. So we're going to have an A minor 7 chord as our 2 chord, D dominant 7 chord as our 5 chord, and I'm going to end simply on a G major 7 chord with this open voicing, root 5th, major 3rd, major 7th. Then to end, I'm just going to play the 3rd and 7th, the 3rd and 7th, as high as you want to go. That's just a nice simple ending. Now I could have reharmonized the ending. I'll just show you another technique which I like to use at endings, especially on Christmas songs. So I could do this, 2, 5, I could delay the resolution to G major 7 and I could play an A flat major 7 chord. So you're basically taking the 1 chord, G major 7, and I'm shifting it up a half step. And this is something I hear a lot of jazz piano players do, especially in Christmas songs as well. Any major song, you can take the final ending, which is a 2-5-1. So we've got A minor 7, D dominant 7. You can end by starting on this flat 2 chord of the key, A flat, playing a major 7 chord, and then just going down a half step to the 1 chord, and it just delays the resolution. It makes more of a grandiose sound at the end of the song rather than just having a simple 2-5-1. Sometimes that's a bit quick and a bit anticlimactic, so sometimes it's nice to do this. And then you end on the 1 chord. Of course, I could play more exotic, sort of more interesting endings if you want. Anything on a G major 7 chord, you could play G Lydian scale, which is a great scale to use on jazz piano endings when the end chord is a major chord. So we've got G major 7, so we could play notes from G Lydian scale. We're not just going to go up in scale though, we'll play something. You want some gaps in there? So we could play. So there, I was really playing up an A pentatonic scale actually, which is notes from G Lydian scale. We are in G Lydian scale, but I'm leaving out the G, which is a very vanilla sound. We don't need to waste time playing that root. We've already got that in the bass. Let's play the more colourful notes, which are the 9th, basically the chord extensions. So the 9th, the sharp 11th, and the 6th over this chord, and then we'll add in the major 3rd and the major 7th, which tells your ear what type of chord it is, and it's a major 7 chord. So that's a nice thing you can do as well. Over the ending chord of a major song, you can play up the notes of the Lydian scale, or more specifically, the major pentatonic scale built from the 2nd or the 9th. So you can think of it more simply as just playing an A pentatonic scale. So anytime you have a major ending, it's always good, just play the pentatonic scale, but built from the 2nd. Now before I play the piece again, now that you understand the theory, just remember you can download the sheet music to this arrangement absolutely free just by clicking on the link below. Just enter your email, you'll get an automatic email from me with the sheet music attached, and you can print it out, you can go to the piano, learn it, and play it to your family and friends this Christmas. So now that you understand the theory, let's just play through the song and you'll hear these techniques in action. Now if this is the first video of mine you've seen, make sure you don't miss out on future videos by subscribing to my channel, and I'm going to handpick the next video for you to watch right up here so you can keep on learning more jazz piano sounds which you can use at the piano today. My name's Julian Bradley, thank you for watching, and I hope you really enjoy playing this arrangement of Hark the Herald Angels Sing.